Yesterday, I ran the OUC Half Marathon. It was December 6th, and I hadn't been feeling good all week. I was sore throat, lightheaded, but I wanted to run the OUC Half, so went out there and lined up with all the rest of everyone. And I thought I would take you through what I thought went wrong with the half marathon because my time was pretty dismal, 2:07. But here's what happened. I use a Garmin 265 watch to track everything, and this app here is called Garmin Connect, and it gives you all your stats for your runs. So you can see that the I didn't turn my watch off in time right at the end, and so I recorded an extra 0.36 or a little bit longer. So my actual time on my watch was 2:07:24, but my chip result was 2:07. This says 2:09 because I didn't stop it in time. Has a pace of 6 kilometers. I go by kilometers because I like to run in kilometers for some reason. And then it shows you how many calories I expended, 1,600. And here's the actual route. You can actually click here and see the whole route as you go along here, and also track it on this right on this on the chart right here. So the interesting parts of this is my pace. You can see I stayed almost at exactly the same pace throughout the whole race. And at this point, I actually walked or my watch stopped or something. But at about 10 kilometers, I went into a run walk mode because my heart rate just kept going up. And you're going to see that in just a second. And you can see my pace goes, then I walk, pace goes, then I walk, and so on and so forth. But here's the interesting part of the whole thing, and this really doesn't do it justice. Let's see what happens if I expand this out. Yeah, that's a little better. You can see that my heart rate almost instantly jumped to the 140 beats per minute. Well, that's almost where I want to be out here. I only want to be in the 120s to 135 in this place. But what happened is because of the external factors, the temperature and the humidity, my heart rate, and I think also because I was sick the week before, my heart rate jumped up here and I had to slow down because if I would have gone above 140 and went into the 150 range up at this level, I would have burned myself out real quick and would have ended up having to walk even sooner. So you can see that I went along fighting my heart rate almost the entire time. And then at about 10K, I just decided I needed to bring my heart rate down. So I walked, that's this, and then I would run for the rest of the kilometer, walk about 100 yards or 200 yards, and then start running. And I kept doing that throughout the entire race. And you can see my heart rate came down. But then when I got to about, I guess it must have been about 15, 16, 17K, then I then I cranked it back up and started running faster during the run cycles, walk, run, and you can see my heart rate then shot all the way up to 150. 150 is my lactate threshold, so I can't go above 150 for very long or I'm going to burn myself out. And so I ended up staying around 150, and then this is my final charge to the end, and this is when I didn't turn off my watch. So the question is, why did my heart rate go all the way up to here when during the Marine Corps Marathon a month ago, I was at about 125 doing almost the same pace? Well, to answer that question, we have to look at the temperature. And if you look at the temperature, this is the weird, strange part of it was at 7:15 when I started, the temperature was about 70 degrees. And then as we went on, when I finally finished around 11, let me see, 7:15, 8:15, 9. So 9:15, you can see that the temperature is only in the 70s. So that's a little high for running, more than I want it to be. I think at the Marine Corps Marathon, I started at about 50 degrees and it went up to about 60 or so. So this isn't that much more. But what killed me is this, the humidity. when we started, the humidity was 97 degrees, and you were sweating just walking to the start line. I don't know what was going on, and that's what made the day so weird. There was no rain. You could see the precipitation is zero. It was cloudy. This was misting it in the morning, but then it turned cloudy. So, and then the humidity started to come down, but not down far enough to because the damage had already been done earlier on. So the the big problem that I had yesterday was right here with this humidity. That's what caused me to go from a goal of 150 to a race time of 207. So when you look at the results of I'm 70 years old now, and of my age group, you can see pretty much all of us went through the same um, torture or agony or whatever you want to call it. These guys at the top are pure runners. I mean, I if I might have tried harder or something, I might have been able to compete with this guy. But there's no way I was going to be able to compete with these guys. I'm not. I don't have a runner's body. I have a more muscular, shorter body, so I don't. I have to really work hard to 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 run faster. So I'm pretty happy with fifth place out of 17. There's only 17 of us in the 70 to 74 age group now, and I think there was. You can see this guy was number 3360. So there was at least 3,000 runners, and coming in 1185 out of 3 or 4,000 people, I'm pretty happy with those results. So even though the time wasn't there. Um, it was all due to the precipitation yesterday and that 97 degrees humidity that caused all the problems. So thought that might interest some people out here that want to run. And uh, my big advice to anyone who wants to run is if you're going to run in the heat, you've got to run by heart rate. You can't just go out there and think you can do the same as you did during the winter time in the summer because it's not going to happen. So you've got to watch your heart rate, make sure that you're in the ranges, you know your ranges, know your max heart rate, know your lactate threshold, and then go out and run to heart rate. I always run to heart rate because that's the actual pump that keeps everything going and gives you the proper gauge to know where you're going to be. Hope that helps someone.